All right, bros, what is up? As I'm recording this, I've just gotten back from the 200th YCS in Columbus, Ohio. Welcome back, me, to Tacoma, Washington. Shout outs to Danny. He got second. My boy Danny Ramirez got second at 200th YCS. That's amazing. Shout out to Manav, who got first. They're both local players, so that's awesome. The rep Seattle like that. Anyway, going into the event, I was playing Invoked. I was testing Invoked, and the build I ended up going with has an amazing Goki matchup. So my thought process there is that since the most popular deck, obviously Sky Striker, not really hit by the ban list, I thought everyone would be on Goki because that seemed obvious to me. Like, if the best deck is Sky Striker, why would you not, or the most popular deck is Sky Striker, why would you not play the deck that just has a free matchup against that deck, which is Goki? So I was like, okay, so I'm going to build my deck to beat Goki. And it didn't really work out. I ended up playing 2 Altergeist, 3 Pure Striker, and then 1 mirror match, and only 2 Goki in day 1. And it just was like, oh, man. Just really sad. Like, man, I slammed the 2 Goki players. I beat the Altergeist. I don't think that deck is very good, but the mirror match actually won as well. And then my 3 losses were the 3 Pure Strikers because it's just like such a bad matchup, especially for my build. My build just, like, my only hope is side deck, and even then it's just so rough playing around Widow Anchors and Eagle Boosters. And okay, well, we're just gonna get right into it, and I'm gonna show you exactly what I played. So for the monsters, we got the boy himself, 3 aleister. This card is obviously the best card of the deck. You search Invocation, you make your Mecha, you make your Purgatrio. Alright, so we played 2 purple guy. He's like Wind Up Rabbit. He's like the best advantage gainer, and like he's just so good. He searches for this one, who's also really good, just allowing you to search multiple cards from your deck is amazing. Getting multiple lights out of your deck just allows you to OTK so easy. Like, summoning this and searching 2 cards and then summoning aleister is easily game. Like, if they have no stops to the OTK, like, you're just going to OTK them. Red Moon, he helps kill your monsters for the OTK, so that's why I play him over the yellow guy, because honestly I don't think the yellow guy's that good. Indigo Eclipse, he's just the one you play. He's a good search target, basically a Garnet, but he does move himself, which is nice. He can move other Mekk-Knights, which is nice too. A cool thing is you can Red Moon effect, pop a monster, and then move him with Indigo Eclipse on the same turn, and then pop another monster, because Red Moon isn't once per turn. He's just locked to the column he's in. So if you move his column, yeah. Alright, 3 Ash. This is the best generic cantrip to play. It's just, it doesn't lose to Midbreaker. It stops Shared Ride, which just destroys this deck. That was another card I didn't expect everyone to be on. I didn't expect everyone to catch on to that so quickly, was Shared Ride, and yeah, I got punished for that. But yes, this is the best answer to Shared Ride. It's the best card to use on their Isolde summon effect. So, yep. Probably the best hand trap overall, just because it destroys. If you ever resolve this on your own turn, it's pretty much like, I don't think there's ever a way that your opponent is coming back from that. But against Draco, this card is actually just so ridiculous, because not only is it good when you actually resolve it, but if they see it game 1 and then you activate a spell game 2, they're going to be hesitant. They're going to be hesitant to chain their True Draco monster, because they don't just want to lose their monster and you get a free Omega. And then, of course, the best card in any Yu-Gi-Oh deck, 1 Cypher Driver. Okay, we played 2 Terra, 2 Meltdown. To the End of the Earth, I will argue this is the best ratio. Do not play 3 of this card. It's... yeah, it's so bricky. 3 of this. I drew 2 a lot. That doesn't mean it's bad to play 2. Just because you draw 2 in one game does not mean you need to cut this card in 2, because the games where you get ashed on your aleister and then activate this card, or get impermanence on your aleister and then activate this card, are way outweigh the games that you will regret drawing multiples of it. Another reason to play 3 is 3 Desires. So this card is just so ridiculous. It just gets you ahead of the game so fast. When you're going second and you resolve Desires, you end up with 7 cards in hand. And 7 cards in hand is ridiculous, especially when your opponent got hand trapped. So it's a very good card. 3 Mind Control. This is just the best spot removal for monsters nowadays because Goblin is banned. So you can break extra links with this. You can bait their Tri-Gate. They basically have to Tri-Gate negate this. So, yep. 3 Twin Twisters. Mainly these because of Sky Striker and also because against Goki, you do need to hit the field spell that they play, Midbreaker. So this card is just, it has applications in literally every matchup, so you need to play 3 of it right now. 2 Call by the Grave. It's limited to 2, so you gotta play 2. 3 Evenly. So this is, because I was expecting Goki, this is the best card to draw with a bait. Because you can bait their Tri-Gate, then crash the Ibly, then end battle phase, boom. And then you are top decking that point if they do rip you for 4, but this deck does top deck pretty well because it does play 7 aleister, and if you end up discarding an aleister off of the Gunblar, if you just top deck the Invocation after that, that's also combos. So this card is strong for what I was expecting. 3 Impermanents, yeah, it's a good hand trap. I also resolved the second effect of this card weirdly a lot this weekend. Normally that never happens where people are ignorant enough to activate cards in the same column as this card once it's resolved, but people did that twice to me, and this card negated against Altergeist, I negated a Imperial Order for the turn with it, and then I killed them. So, yeah. Shoutouts to 200 YCS for doing field centers. A young Danklord himself. Ooh. Alright, so 3 Mekaba. I still play 3 of this. I don't know if people have been cutting the invoked monsters, and I think that it's just important to play the maximum of all of them because, or not of all of them, but of Mekaba specifically, because when you get into grind games, you just want to have 3 of it. 2 Purg. The second one come up a lot, so I do like to play it. I did side Droll Lock for a little bit, and in testing, and then it made me realize how good this was. Sorry, and that took me a while to get there, but it made me realize how good this card was. Like just summoning it, and I was like, oh wow, this card is actually pretty insane. So I would just, once I had taken out Droll, I was like, I don't really want to even cut this card anymore. What if I just banish their Wind Monster? What if they draw me? Yeah, so I actually played the Mega Fleet, of course, because we side Cyber Dragon, but I also played Fortress. So this is a spicy tech that I got from my friend. And it gives you a second Chimera tech to go into against some matchups. So like let's say you're playing against Striker, all their links are machine. Let's say you're playing against the mirror match, Mekaba is a machine. Obviously you make this one first, and in most situations you're going to make this, but this is also a second one. And then I was pretty scared actually of Cosmo. I know it sounds ridiculous, but Cosmo is like a pretty solid rogue deck now with Dark Destroyer at 2, and this deck has not many outs to Dark Destroyer. It's just big enough so that Purgatrio like can't run over it without the aleister boost, and yeah, it's this was a good idea in theory, but I didn't play against any matchups that it really mattered against. So yeah. Oh, and against Cyber Dragons, you can just steal their whole board. So yeah. 1 Omega for when you nuts activate Gamma on their or on your own turn. 1 aleister link. You do not need to play 2 of this anymore. Once you resolve it, it's just like your opponent's just dead. So One Mekk-Knight of Morningstar. This card, I didn't actually play any of the cards to search with it. I was originally, but it's the same thing with Rajin. I was originally playing Memory, but then I was like, actually, this card by itself is just really good. Like, you can just summon it in the extra monster zone, and people don't read it a lot of the time. Or, like, you have Indigo Eclipse out, and you can just move it, so they can never kill it by battle, and they can't kill your other Mekk-Knights by battle either. So it's like, this card just makes a lot of nutty scenarios against, like, weird decks. So, yeah. You still play one lights for Link, because sometimes you need to make the Link 2 that's light, and this is the best one. One Phoenix, it's a Link 2, and it's fire, and it pops a card. It's just amazing. This card is really good in this deck. One Unicorn. I was not playing this for the longest time, and that was the biggest mistake of my life. I put it in before the YCS because Danny told me to, and I was like, and after just like a few test games, I was just making it over and over, and I'm like, wow, this card is ridiculous. Can't believe I didn't play this before. One Boral Sword. Oops, I think I got stuck with another card. One Boral Sword. Again, we're just trying to OTK, so this card is just... It does just that. I won a lot of games with this card, and like you just like because when you resolve Blue Sky, you just get a lot of monsters, and when your Mechaba sits on the field for a turn, that's 1 plus the purple Nightfall that could be coming back, plus the Mekk-Knight you summon for turn, plus the aleister, that's 4. Then you make this, and then you activate Invocation, summon the Mechaba, and then and at that point, they're just like, oh shit. And you're just like, attack with Mechaba, boost with aleister, attack with Boral Sword, switch the Mechaba to defense, and then you just attack again, and it's over. 2 Typhoon. So as I was saying, I was really expecting Sky Striker to be a popular deck. So I did side a lot for them because I knew like if that was a matchup that I had to play against, it was going to be bad. This is also really good against Draco. Just allows you to hit Diagram when they already have a face-up spell. If they have Diagram up and they try and use the one that draws cards, I think it's called Heritage. The one that draws cards equal to it, you can just pop it on activation, and then because this is a hand trap, you can't activate it on your first turn if they're going first. So it's very strong. 2 Cyber Dragon. Yeah. 2 Forbidden Graveyard. So against Goki going first, well, first of all, if the Goki player is smart, they're going to make this deck go first because, or they should anyway, because this deck just does not really do anything going first. Like, it sets up a negate with Mechaba by discarding, by like negging 1 out of their hands if they draw Mekk-Knight, and if they don't draw Mekk-Knight or Gamma, they're just kind of like... They're just kind of boned, so you have to side for that matchup for going first, and this is it. So when they link into a soul using a Goki, and they go to link 1, 2, 3, you're like Forbidden Graveyard, discard a card. Both of the Goki monsters get negated, or one of the Goki monsters get negated, and they don't get to search for any of their extenders really. They just get the sold search. And then if they, for some reason, decide to continue comboing from there, they won't get any effects later. They won't get any maliciouses. They won't get, silent boots if they played. I know a lot of people were on that this weekend. So yeah, that's really good. And then this is kind of like, this is the start to my going first package against Sky Striker because I sided a lot for that matchup. So 3 Heavy Storm Duster. I did main 3 Twin Twister, but this is still such a strong card. It just allows you to blow up 2 cards, and yeah, Widow Anchor is just a pain in the A. 3 Shared Ride. This card is insane. As if you watch the deck profiles from this weekend, literally everybody in top 64 was playing 3 of this. It's no joke how good this card is against Pure Striker. You activate it on their Engage or their first search, and they're forced to stop there or let you draw a billion cards. It's maxi against that deck. So, yeah, you play it. 3 Strike. I think this is one of the strongest cards to open going first against Striker because when they make their first Kagura, you just strike it. And then after that, they have to have another way to summon a monster, which is they have to open Ray and drones. And even then, they can't make another Kagura because you struck it. well, they already summoned it, and then so if they make like a what's it called? If they make a Shizuku, they're just getting a search at the end phase, and if they make a Hayate, they're just doing 1500 and sending one. So card is very strong. And yeah, that was it for my deck profile. 40 cards main, 15/15 side extra, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.